Hello friends, today we'll be looking at 9 different Kickstarter alternatives in this video, and if you stick with me till the end, I will be sharing two gifts at the end of this video where you can see how you can raise funds for your capital for your startup by just following few easy steps. And this is crazy. When I figured this out, I was like, oh wow, that's great. So yeah, let's get started.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100.
Okay, so the first thing, why do you want to look for a Kickstarter alternative? Well, if you are in US or UK or Europe or in any developed countries, Kickstarter is the best place to raise crowdfunding for your project. But there are few technical bits. For example, if you have bank accounts with some American banks which does not provide IBAN number, then Kickstarter won't let you list your project on Kickstarter, because one of the important piece of information you need to provide them is your IBAN number, which is your bank account number created in a particular format, so that it could connect your bank account with Kickstarter and they can wire you money. But also you need to get a Visa, MasterCard or American Express credit card attached with Kickstarter in order to let them do the refunds, etc. So these are some technical bits which you might need to understand before you start your campaign on Kickstarter, and that was one of the reasons I had to look for some alternatives for Kickstarter. So yeah, let's start. So the number one alternative to Kickstarter is Indiegogo. So one of the primary competitor of Kickstarter is Indiegogo. It lets you list your project quite easily under different categories, but one thing makes it different from Kickstarter is that when you list your project with Indiegogo, it will let you keep all the money which you have raised for the project, and they have flexible funding options also. For example, on Kickstarter, if you set a target of $5,000 and if you raised 4,000, then they will refund all the $5,000 to the backers and you get nothing. Whereas on Indiegogo, if you raised, let's say, $1,000 and your target goal was $5,000, you will still get to keep $1,000, and that's how it works. So basically it works in your favor. Okay, so this is one of the best alternative which I could recommend for Kickstarter. Next one is Fundraiser. This is also good. Most of the Fundraiser features are similar to Kickstarter. They have a really good community around their portal. Its UI is pretty good. I mean, compared to Kickstarter, I would say it's much faster. Kickstarter platform works really slow, but the important thing to notice here is the pricing and the fee section here. I mean, obviously, Kickstarter also charges you commission and Indiegogo also charges you the commission, but they have no hidden fees for setup or monthly fees for the contract, and they don't have like any cap on access to any tools for their platform. So the best one which I found is the simply free one. As a fundraiser, you don't pay anything, no monthly fee, and a payment processing fee will be there for your PayPal or Stripe, which is applicable on Kickstarter and Indiegogo too. The second one is nearly free one, where 5% fee will be attached when somebody does the transaction. This is often lower than simply fee, but again, you will have to pay the payment processing fee for your PayPal or any other payment gateway, and then the industry standard. So for a fundraiser or a startup founder, I think the simply free and nearly free option works the best. So this is the second one, and the third one is Possible. This is a very fairly new one compared to Kickstarter, and it is majorly focused in Australian startups, and most of their funders are also from Australia. So if you are from Australia and you're trying to fundraise for your startup, then this is a good platform. The next one we have is Fundable. Now Fundable is more about putting your project in front of businesses. When you list your project here, your project will be showcased in front of a lot of investors based in US, based in Europe, and they might get in touch with you. They might ask you some questions, and potentially you will get seed funding from an angel investor. So this platform is really good if you want to put the word forward in the world in front of the business investors here. But again, does not limit to that. You also get a chance to get your startup funded here via the crowdfunding framework. The next one is the Fundly one. This is also good. Fundly.com is majorly for the non-profits or charities, because they majorly focus on a cause or kind of like community-oriented projects. They're very basic. They have a good community around their platform. A platform looks like built on WordPress, but I don't think so. But it looks like that. So if you want to go with them, nobody's stopping you. But this is one of the alternatives you have for Kickstarter. The next one we have is Gofundme. Gofundme.com is again focused for non-profits and charities. Although as an individual also you can launch your projects on here. Let's have a look quickly their pricing model. So there is no fee to create a fundraiser here. Again, as you can see, they are focused on fundraising for charities and nonprofits. And then there is one transaction fee which automatically deduct from each donation, which is 2.9% plus 30 cents. So you never have to worry about paying any bill, etc. So basically, let's say if you have got raised $500 from 5 donors, you will receive around 484. So that's pretty transparent to me, and I'll be more than happy to list my startup on Gofundme if I want to raise some money. So this is how it is. They also have quite a lot of payment gateways like PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, etc. So it's beneficial for you to list it here if you are into charity or non-profit spectrum. The next one is we have ygcrowdfunding.com. They are mostly focused on high-tech gadgets, electronics, etc. So I would totally recommend you to get in touch with them and then potentially get listed on multiple platforms. So basically YG crowdfunding is more about a service provider for somebody like us who want to raise money, but they will list your project on different platforms like Kickstarter and other crowdfunding platform. Okay, so I'm not affiliated with them, not marketing or anything. I just found them very handy to use. The next one we have is Shoved. Shoved is again amazing platform. They have multiple cause listed here, and they have a big community around their fundraising crowd, but it's not as intuitive in terms of user interface as Indiegogo or Gofundme is. It looks a little bit dry to me when I went for the discovery section and everything, and most of the crowdfunding campaigns here you will see is around a cause or a charity. So again, another a big alternative for Kickstarter. Now this is the time for the surprise, the gift. So I'm going to show you two portals where you can actually raise a lot of money for your startup if you are ready to share the equity. That's right. So you don't have to go public, you don't have to share sell your shares or anything. You just go on these platforms, list your project, and then tell them how much equity you want to share, and then they will just start, the money will just start pouring into it. So the first one is Wefunder.com. Wefunder is an amazing platform where there's a large community of investors here. What they do is they will take information from you and get all your project details listed on their platform, and then once they're listed, you can just ask, like, let's say for example, I have a startup and I am happy to share 10% of my equity, and that 10% could be divided into, let's say, 1,000 pieces, and then that one piece is equal to around $100, or somebody wants to buy 5 pieces, they will buy 5 for $500. And it's really simple. The good thing is their UI is amazing, and they have really good big project listed on their portal. They have managed to get a lot of funding done for their previous projects listed on here, and they have all kind of projects here: apps, web platforms, liquor, any kind of drinks, apps for accounting, etc., even air mobility. There you go, big projects. So everything, including from solar to app to crypto, everything. And they have a really funny video also explaining how Wefunder works. So yeah, go check out with them. Again, I'm not affiliated with them, getting no money. The next one we have is Seed Invest. Now, you must have heard about them in media, CNBC, etc. They're big. They're very big. They're like 10 times big than Wefunder. The only problem with Seed Invest is, which I face myself, I'm a very small, hustler, that you need to showcase your accounts and then get it verified from a third party. And then you also need to get verified from Seed Invest's verification department, where they see, okay, you have a company, you have a vision, and you're planning to do this and that in next 5 years. And then obviously it works in a similar way as Wefunder works. So you choose how much equity you want to share for how much money, and then they put you in front of hundreds of thousands of investors, and then if somebody likes you, that person will just give you whole money. So yeah, amazing platform, these two, and I would totally recommend you guys to check them out, because ultimately if you're working 24 hours a day on your startup, what you want to do is you want to raise money and then make it big, isn't it? All right, perfect. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you have any question regarding any technicalities of any of these platforms, just give me a shout in the comment and I'll try to reply back to you. Cheers, have a nice one. Bye bye.